So we had a surprise drop in NSO of a Japanese-only release trilogy for the Game Boy Advance. What series is it, and when is it available? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And we had this announcement from Nintendo of America. 3 classic games featuring Starfy, the Prince of Puff Top, are now available to play on Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack members. And we basically have Densetsu no Starfy 1 through 3, and basically that just means Legend of Starfy. And the first one was released September 6, 2002, with the second one coming out September 5th, 2003, and then finally the third one came out August 5th, 2004. And these are platformer games, and since you're playing as a starfish, you focus more on swimming rather than just running and jumping around. And each entry in this series adds a little bit to the gameplay. So the first one establishes the normal running and jumping, and then you do a spin attack to attack enemies. And like many platforming games, you have multiple stages, and each stage will have like sub-bosses that you can take on, and then a final boss at the end of the world. And the second game adds some costumes that you can wear, as well as more than one stage per area. And then finally, the third one adds multiplayer where you could play as Starfy's sister, Starly. And then there were actually 2 more in this series that were released on the DS, and that was basically Starfy 4 and the Legendary Starfy. Now, of all 5 of these games, the Legendary Starfy is the only one that got released outside of Japan, and it did get a release here in North America in 2009. And a little bit of interesting backstory on the game. It originally started development in 1995 for the Game Boy, and then they decided to move development to the Game Boy Color in 98. But just when the game was about to release, the Game Boy Advance was on the horizon, so they then ported the game over to Game Boy Advance. And when that first game was released in 2002, they immediately began working on the second one, and when that was released in 2003, they immediately began work on the third one. So that's why we have all these releases just about a year apart. And the developer of this series, Tosei, is kind of interesting. They are kind of seen as a ghost developer in which they really don't put their credits on many things. And they'll do a lot of work for companies, but it's hard to know that they were the ones actually involved. But some of the things that we do know about is that they helped work on Scarlet Nexus for Bandai Namco, as well as Game & Watch Gallery 4. So this is definitely a platforming series I'm looking forward to trying out. I never played the one that came out on the DS, but if I play through these and like them a lot, I may see if I can pick up a copy to try out. And this is the second drop of games into the Nintendo Switch Online service, as we had those NES games drop in just 8 days ago. And then it was about 3 weeks ago that we had some other Game Boy Advance and Nintendo 64 games that were added. So Nintendo seems to be picking up the pace a bit here and adding games to Nintendo Switch Online. And there has been a rumor out there that GameCube games are coming to the service because some people found some customs information that showed parts that sort of matched with the original GameCube controller. However, I think if Nintendo does do that, they'll probably save that for Switch 2, as well as maybe a different tier of NSO. But let me know what you think. Are you looking forward to trying out these Starfy games? Have you ever played any one of them before? And what would you like to see added to Nintendo Switch Online? Drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. And if you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so. It really does help the channel out quite a bit. I want to thank you for watching and be good.